As we begin episode 102, yeah, holy crap, of Alpha Andromedae, we're returning to Gacrix to begin construction of Dyson Sphere components. But first, I just wanted to sit and appreciate what we're seeing on the Interstellar Logistics Station on Leonis Minoris 2 right now. Hello Legion, this is Hadrian, thank you for being here. Let's play some more Dyson Sphere Program in our Alpha Andromedae series. So as you can see, because we have just made a slight change, it literally just went away because the shipment completed, because we've made a slight change to the burn pattern here for hydrogen and energetic graphite is now able to properly export from this world. We're only burning energetic graphite on 2 rows now and mostly burning hydrogen here. So we still have plenty of hydrogen, obviously. We have 3 massive storage stacks full of it, and that's just dripping from this particular line to make sure that it stays full. And we have plenty coming in from excess production here, but because of that, any planet that needs to import those resources, including perhaps eventually Alpha Andromedae 2, can do so. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Let's head to Gacrix, and it's finally time to begin setting up our frame. Where are you? There you are. 13.56 light years away. Research continues to make steady progress. That next tech that we're working on is going to be a very important one. I've been mentioning it for a few episodes. It's the one that allows you to basically have all of your logistic stations stack your products automatically rather than needing pilers. So when that completes, that's going to be another major efficiency upgrade akin to the efficiency upgrade that you get from improving ore distribution from veins, which is one of the most basic upgrades in the game. So that's exciting. It's a ways off, but it's exciting. I can go ahead and queue up additional research speed upgrades real quick. Let's do that. All right, here we are. Gacrix 1 moves plenty fast, so we'll have to catch up with it here. But let's check 3.8 gigawatts now that the... Look at that. I want to land and see what this looks like from here. This is probably the first time I've ever set up this kind of system, where not only do I have an entire orbital ring that's just continuously firing, and look, it's full. Oh my god, it's full. That's fantastic. Oh, that's so satisfying as a way to begin this episode. But not only that, we have the entire... God, look at that. The entire Dyson swarm is outside of this planet's orbit. I've never done that before. I've always, had maybe a more distant planet, and even when I haven't had a more distant planet, I've always put the Dyson swarm inside, like really tight inside, which is cool in and of itself, because sometimes you can have a Dyson swarm right up against the orbit of a planet, and you can see the solar sails in the sky, and it's beautiful, but this, and by see the solar sails, I mean see them in detail, see them like zooming by, because they're really close to you. These are obviously quite distant, but still, we're at 3.14 gigawatts from this, and we're not even collecting energy from it. But the potential to produce additional antimatter here has actually... There's real possibilities here. Because if we look at, for example, Alrami is 4.23 gigawatts with its 2 full Dyson swarms. We are already at 3.16 with 1 Dyson swarm from this planet, just because this star is so freaking powerful. And mind you, that's just output from a swarm. Output from actual Dyson frame components, which we're going to start working on now, is even better. So, with that in mind, we know we're going to be able to import frame materials. I don't believe I've set those up yet. Let me just double check to be sure. All right, we don't have any here. We do have some of those goods being imported, specifically the spiniform stalagmite crystals, which will be used potentially to build additional frame materials here planetside. But I decided over the course of the last episode that I was just going to import them directly, given the production apparatus that I had set up. So I think what I'd like to do here... Hang on, what was I... Let me check this. I want to make sure that I'm staying with it here. Yeah, that's right. So we have these graphene coming in to support the construction of our solar sails, and that's working quite well. It's actually oh wow, it's actually stacking. I wasn't expecting that, but that's how good of a job this current situation is doing, which means we can add additional guns here if we wanted to have another ring set up, and I like that idea. But for now, let's take a look at the Dyson Sphere components. We need to import processors, and then we need to use some of that solar sail excess, which is kind of perfect. We may be able to expand production of those two, just to make sure. But we need to go ahead and import 2 things, and I think I would like to use my new tower. Either that or build another new tower. Let me go down to the South Pole real quick and check something, because I mentioned symmetry when I built the second tower, and I want to stay true to that. Not only stay true to myself, but stay true to you. Let me keep my promises for the more aesthetically inclined here. Alright, so it looks like it's offset to the east. So the other tower here needs to be offset to the west. Oh yeah, I'm thinking this fully through. That's what I'm going to do. We're going to bring this tower here. We're going to offset it to the west. Now, of course, that means that I'll have to move these feeds, but that's okay. That's allowable. Now, one thing I'm noticing... Oh, yeah, it's directly on the line. That's why. All right, so let's just clear a brief section of both of these. I won't leave them disconnected for long. This'll do. Okay, now I'm gonna have to bury just a tiny, tiny little piece of that stone vein, and that's okay. That's doable. I want to hide that, because I'm not going to be mining a lot of stone here. I could potentially mine some of that later, but for now, I just want to have this bad boy in place. Okay, we've got those now, and I can also go ahead... Oh, you know what? Hang on. Let's use this. Now, I don't actually have logistics vessels in my inventory, but now I do. There we go. We have those in my inventory too. Perfect. So I can put you back. Looks like I have some extra hydrogen on me that I'll need to burn at some point. I will cross that bridge when I come to it. And let's also quickly get one of these set up. So the consensus on that bug that I ran into over the last couple of episodes seems to be, and there's agreement that it's a bug, but what's causing the bug, for those of you wishing to avoid it, is if you start using the filters right away. Like if I start tabbing right here, the game actively tries to change the filter on whatever slot you have selected. Hang on, let's see if I can actually trigger it. Okay, I can't trigger it there. Let's see if I can trigger it this way. No, it's not happening. Let's see if I can cover it and then trigger it. It has to do, though, with what I'm doing now. Like, if I'm pointing to a different slot, and then yep, there it goes. Just did it. Just triggered it. There we go. So that's what you have to try to avoid. Let's grab those off the line. So build your line first, then set the filters so that you can avoid that bug. That's the moral of the story, if you're curious what was causing that. I think what I want to do here, yeah, let's just have you connect straight up. Or just make sure that you don't allow the cursor to drift. That's the other obvious solution. Don't allow your cursor to drift. when you're setting up those filters. And that will largely avoid the bug. So, with that in mind, we can now set a few additional things to import here. Let's go ahead and import processors, remote demand. We'll have plenty of those brought in. And also, let's import frame materials, remote demand. Now, we might have to make more of these here, but it looks like plenty are already on the way, which is quite reassuring. Plenty of both, really. Love to see that. So we're going to need... Alright, we're going to be coming over there. Alright, let's see. So I'm going to be extra careful now, just from now on until the next update where they hopefully fix that. Although it's kind of a minor bug, so I don't know if it'll get fixed in the next update with their focus on the combat system right now. But anyway, I'm going to be very careful not to let my, selected belt drift. Just seems like a bad idea in general. Alright, we'll have these run more or less side by side. Alright, and now we'll bring these out to about here. Bring these out to about here. And those first resources should be arriving any moment now. Yep, they're the processors. And right behind them should be... There they are. Good timing. So we have our frame materials arriving from Alpha Andromeda. Let's see how our backstock is looking already. Not bad. Not a bad start at all. Alright. So with that, our first major step can be completed. Hang on, how wide does this need to be? Oh, I almost got it exactly right. Just by sheer luck. It's like I've done this a few times this series. Alright, I'll extend this just a bit longer and we will be good. So I guess what I'll do is I'll start on this end. That makes the most sense to me. Start right here. Now we can set up all three of these. And we'll have an additional line here. With a sorter here. And I want you to build Dyson Sphere components. Now we're just going to shift-click and build 9 more of these to begin. Just going to start with the 9. And if I need more, we'll do more. Does look like we're a little bit too close together to use towers the way I normally would here, but that's okay. So what I'll use instead is a satellite distributor, and I might even be able to connect it directly. No, I can't. Sad day. So let's just move it straight up. And then I can probably get a tower in right about here. Perfect. Alright, so now those words are functioning. Let's go ahead and get some storage set up here so that we're not wasting our time with these. And now with those being built, we can pretty much transition directly to the construction of small carrier rockets. Now, we're already producing Deuteron fuel rods, and we're producing Dyson Sphere components. So now the only thing that remains is having kind of a mass production mechanic set up for quantum chips, which, you know, is gonna put a drain on things. But let's see what we can do. I already have some of these resources available here. We already have optical grading crystal and graphene being imported. So it looks like we'll also have to import hydrogen, which is honestly kind of perfect. And then we will combine those with titanium glass. Now, titanium glass, as you'll recall, requires water. So now the question becomes, do we export this from Alpha Andromeda? Because I'm kind of feeling like that would be the best way to do it. Meanwhile, the Casimir crystals could be made here with some of the things that I'm already importing. And I can have an additional hydrogen import set up here, which would be good for just supply all around. Because I've got a lot of hydrogen sitting around. And I have worlds that can just dump it places. So let's have that done. I'm going to go ahead and set up titanium. Yeah, we're going to set up titanium glass as an import. Set this up for remote demand. Obviously, nothing's going to arrive because it's not set to export anywhere. But let's go back to Alpha Andromeda and use what we have set up there to bolster production, kind of like we've done with supermagnetic rings in this series. So, where is... The soundtrack was about to get epic, then was like, just kidding. Alpha Andromeda, where the heck are you, my friend? There you are. You can see how enormously bright Gacrix is just by seeing the glow on Icarus. Icarus being a white mech. It just lights up in range of this star. Incredibly bright star. It's fantastic. Progress rate on that research project I mentioned is pretty good. I wish it was a little bit better, and we may be able to use the antimatter production on Gacrix specifically to address that and improve that. We might. Alright, so here's Alpha Andromeda 2. Let's try and stick the landing. There we go. Well, if we really want to stick the landing, then we'll do this. There we go. Proper atmospheric entry and everything. Okay. So, not a lot going on here. Why is that? We're not out of these, but I guess we're just out of hydrogen otherwise. Did I set this up as a filter at some point? I did. So if I turn this off, then it reduces the amount of hydrogen being sent this way. This is where we're currently offloading a lot of hydrogen. Hang on, I have some clear opportunities here to get rid of, there we go, some hydrogen in my inventory, and I just did. Okay, yeah, notice I have copious amounts of processors here too. It's insane. And copious amounts of titanium. With that in mind, let me go ahead and put one of these down on top. Because if we have that in place, I want you to provide to other distributors here. Just in case it's necessary for what I'm about to do. Oh my god, got so many of these just stacked up. Things are looking good here too. We have plenty of these stashed away. Speaking speaking of that, did I ever find a place to offload the other ones I had? It looks like I did. Either that or these bots came in. No, they just provided. They didn't collect. So that makes me curious about where the rest of my antimatter rods went. Maybe I offloaded them at a previous point in an earlier episode, kind of absent-mindedly while focusing on something else. That's entirely possible. Okay, so we need to make titanium glass and export it en masse because we have water here and there's no need. Yeah, let's go ahead and say titanium glass is going to be a remote supply here. It does seem like we might need to expand our production of these, which is not surprising, in order to keep up with demand at present. Because right now we have some stored here, but we could have more. So I'll probably be working on that. But first, titanium glass, first and foremost. We need water, titanium, and glass. And we already have titanium glass being produced in large quantities over here. So it even looks like we might have an opportunity. Yeah, let's look at this. Yeah, so this is already proliferated. If we extend this line here, I have an idea. If we extend this line here, which we should be able to do, oh, wait, hang on. I need to move that sorter first. And I may need to go ahead. Yeah, I'll tell you what. Let's do that one more time. Got the right idea, but I need a little bit more room to do it. So this can now come straight through here. And this is our current titanium glass surplus. All right, I don't want it to come straight to that sorter, but yeah. So if you come right here and then pop over, where's that? Here it is. So now we have a place for that excess titanium glass to go. Now, right now, there's not a lot of excess, so we need to add to it. Yeah, we're only producing titanium glass from a couple of different spots here. So let's see where the resources are coming from. We have water, it looks like, being pumped in from here, and there is plenty available, but there probably could be more. So water, titanium, and glass. Those three things together. Is this the titanium? Yes, it is. And this is coming from, I believe... Yeah, we're extending it from that line, but I have another source here just kind of ready to go. Yeah, I could do another line of titanium here, no problem. So let's use that to our advantage, because I think I can dramatically increase the rate of production on this particular resource right here on this planet. First of all, let's... Ah, I did not mean to delete that. That's incredibly rude. Done. All right, if I have a line of titanium going out to there, it might be able to serve as the beginning. Hang on, let's go ahead and move you here. Very good. That can be one of the feed lines for an entire new series of assemblers building titanium glass. So we could have 11 of them here. And it looks like most of them would be powered. If I actually dismantle a couple of these, I might be able to fully power everything in this area. Let's see. Yeah, this will work. Just to be a little bit more straightforward about this, we're going to just set one up and then copy paste it. Now, very importantly, I want you to split right here. And then you... We probably will need to bring in additional water for this. That would be my guess. But this is a start. Okay, good. Let's set up titanium glass here. Now, ideally, what we could also do here is we could have these boosted properly. We could have these proliferated, which I might be able to swing. And now we just need the glass. And let's see if we can swing that. The glass is currently coming in from here. Okay. Oh, wow. Hello. Literally staring me in the face. It's just like the plane filters all over again. Oh, that's beautiful. I genuinely was not even expecting that. Alright, so now let's have this just go to about here. We are going to have to move that big guy somewhat. Unless I move the glass to the other side, which is probably not necessary. Okay, so the question now, before I actually get this humming, is could I proliferate all of these inputs? You know? Kind of seems like a fun thing to play with. So let's take a look at proliferator paint, which looks like the line for proliferator paint, at least for this stuff here, ends here. So I would need to proliferate here-ish. I could move these somewhat if I need to. Here-ish. And then we need to get the water proliferated, so that would be here. That's not too bad. That's not too bad at all. So what we'll do is we'll bring you straight across. Like so. Wait a minute. There we go. And now... That's one. That's two. This could be a little dicey. Hang on, let's stop you here. Raise you up one. And that's three. Boom. So now all of those resources are going to be proliferated properly. Oh, there's only one thing I did wrong, which is that I crossed this line. Okay, hang on. That can be fixed. That's not that hard. It's fine. Everything is fine. It's fine. Hang on. We've got this. We've got this. Everything is fine. Totally and completely fine. Let's bring you to about right here, then bring you back down. And perfect. Glorious. And with that, I just need to get this hooked up. And we need an output line. That's literally it. Are you still powered? Yes, you are. So that particular tower that I just destroyed, if I look around real quick, yeah, it was not even necessary. All right, there's our output line. And 1, 2, 3. Okay. Looks like we have one that's going to be a little bit problematic. I was kind of expecting this. So, best way to handle it would probably be to delete you. Let's replace you in a slightly different spot. Should still be fine. Yep. And then we'll take them there. Perfect. Now what I can do... Yeah, that should be the right spot. One too far. Flawless. All right. And now I just need to get the output set up, which I haven't actually done yet, but I can do now. Fan-freaking-tastic. Now, this particular line that I've just set up is not highly expandable, unfortunately. So there might be more than I could eventually do. Now, I think the last thing I want to do here, just to polish this off as nicely as I can get it, is we're going to combine this line with the existing one. So get ready for a little bit of spaghetti shenaniganry before we end this episode here, because it's going to be necessary. Okay, so it needs to get on the other side of these, which is totally doable. Let's bring you here. And then let's straighten you out, first of all. Let's see if we can get straight through that way. I thought I saw a line there. Yep, there we go. All right, and now we'll reattach you to the grid. And here's where the challenge begins. I think... Oh my god, it'll work. Oh, that fit perfectly. All right. A little bit less spaghetti madness than I was expecting there, but now as a consequence, every single... Oh, that's fantastic. Every single one of those is going to be proliferated going off planet. You can tell that we're piling up a ton of them. I may also quickly, now that I have so much free time, let's take a look at expanding this situation over here. Man, we've got this massive coal deposit. I've got to set up a mine if I can squeeze one in, but I doubt I'll be able to, honestly. I genuinely doubt I'll be able to. I kind of just want to hide the entire deposit and not even worry about it. Or I just need to start building these on Crooks 1. And I need to build a mine here. Doesn't look like I'm going to be able to squeeze a mine in without moving some lines, which I could probably do. Yeah, nothing's happening. It looks like this would be about the best place to put it. So if I wanted to have... I pretty much have to move... Oh, that's not that hard. Hang on. That's actually not that hard. I might be able to swing that. Because I think it's just this line that I'm fixing now. So let's at least... If we're not going to do anything with the frame materials right now, let's at least do something with this. And see if we can get this coal deposit mined. Ah, it wasn't just that. It might also be these down here. Sad day. Really? Can I not get it there? It just looks like it would fit so nicely. But it's colliding with things. Yeah, I think it's that. I think it's this line right here. And there's not really a way around that. Unless I do some crazy nonsense. Which I could technically do. I see it right now, what I could do. Watch this. Hang on. Let's fix this before we end the episode. I can do it. I can do it. I see it. I can literally see it. All I have to do is start about right here. Come to about right here. Oh, this is such nonsense, and I love it. Alright, check that out. Now we'll just output from those three there, and let's see if that fixed it. Because I can do even more, hang on. If we really want to clear the space for this, and mine this, we can do it properly. It's not a problem. Not a problem at all. Alright, now, if I'm not mistaken, that should give us the space. Unless the game is just going to be mean to me, which is possible. Yeah, the game's just going to be mean to me. All that work, and it's still not enough room. And I think it's because it wants you to have room for belts potentially on all sides of the mine. And because I don't, it's saying, no, you can't have nice things, Hadrian. That is too much to ask of us, and you know it. And I do know it, but I wanted to try anyway. So, I mean, there is one additional solution that I'm literally staring at. And I can see a way to make it happen. Okay. We're not at the 40-minute mark yet. We're gonna do this. I'm determined, okay? It's gonna happen. We're gonna delete those inputs there. And all of these are about to come from a different direction. Alright? So we'll bring them out here. Bring them over this way. Elevate the line here. Till about right here. Oh wait, it's elevated. It can't be elevated. That's not allowed. That's not gonna work. Hang on. We've almost got it, okay? You gotta believe. We're almost there. Okay. Oh man. This is ridiculous. This is so absurd. Why do I care this much? It doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter. But I'm doing it anyway. Alright. Yeah, pretty much all of this is going to have to get deleted. So what I'm going to very temporarily do... Oh, that's rude. Hang on. Oh, that's also rude. Yeah, I had a lot of overlapping going on here. That's the only downside, I think, of the current system with the arches being automatically built in so many places, is that that happens so frequently. Okay, now I'm gonna delete this line starting right about there, because I just wanted it to lift up slightly. Oh, it didn't work. It didn't work. Alright. Well, it's not as pretty as I wanted it to be, but now we can just do this. Oh, no. Yep, that works. Okay, so now let's go ahead and reconnect where necessary. All right, so we currently have this as the output line. There we go. What was coming along here? Hang on, I don't even remember anymore. Okay, so these were excess of these, which it seems like we might actually be running short of a few of those right now. That's interesting. Might have to do a little bit of maintenance later on. Not in this episode, but the next one. Oh, we're at the 41-minute mark. Lovely. Okay. Fine. Be that way, game. Oh, wait, no. That's wrong. That's wrong. That's wrong. That's wrong. Delete. I want that line to stay there, but I don't want those goods to be on it. Okay, so we've got the titanium coming in. Just need to get it properly connected. And now these don't have... Yeah, I see how I did it. Okay. Alright, so I think we can actually finagle an old-style arch here. Yep, perfect. And there we go. Input. 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 Oh wait, no. Input. Because you actually need to output there. Alright, now I need to go down the line a bit because I know I just put some stuff on this line that shouldn't be there. Let me just double check and see if any ended up elsewhere. It looks like it's mostly okay. Oh wait, nope, 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 found it. Found it. Yeah, you can see where it's stopping things up here. So let's clear the line of those, and then we're fine. Alright, so now that that's moving again, all of this to get a mine in place, and watch me not even have room to do it. So is everything functioning again? Is that everything? Did I move everything properly? Did I forget anything? What goes here? Oh, yes, that's right. So, yeah, these are cut off at the moment. Yeah, in all honesty, let's just move these, like so. There we go. You delete you there and replace you there. Perfect. All right, so now that's back in place. I just need to figure out why I don't have more of those being produced over there, because that looks like a bit of a problem, and I'll address it at the beginning of the next episode. You are saying you're not connected. That is just an atrocious lie. All right, so all of those are producing again for the time being. If I can't put the mine down, I'm going to lose it. I can't put the mine down. Why can't I put the mine down? Why? Why? What is stopping me at this point? You know what? You know what? Fine. Fine. Be that way. I'm going to move the last thing that is visibly apparent as something that's even possible to move. And if this doesn't solve the problem, I quit. And by I quit, I mean I end the episode and then come back tomorrow. What the hell, man? Oh my god, it's not letting me do it. Why? Why? Hang on. Maybe it's this. I've got to know. Like, I have to know. This is so ridiculous. Like, what is it about this mine that is just... that there's not enough room for it? Just doesn't make the game happy, no matter what I do. Was that it? Collide with other object. Maybe if I move it slightly now, maybe I can squeeze it in here somewhere. Nope. Alright, well, I'm gonna have to solve that at some point because now I'm determined. But we need to stop this episode for now because I just spent like 10 minutes on a problem that didn't even get fixed just for fun. And we still need to figure out why these aren't producing anymore. And we need to head back to Gakrux so that we can get the frame underway. With that titanium glass exporting, which is the main win of this episode, that will be a lot easier. But for now, I'm going to stop this one here. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this one, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to follow along. If it's not your first time or even your second, look for the join button to access unique emotes, badges, and additional perks. New episodes are coming out every day at noon, US Eastern Time, and comments are always welcome. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time.